let's focus on Target ALS then for a minute. Target ALS is focused on making sense of ALS, understanding the mutations, and then providing advances in treatment. And if I understand it correctly, right now you're completing a fundraising that you hope to have done, and that will fund it in even greater level than what it is now. Is that right?
Yeah. So just to give you a little bit of background on Target ALS, when my uncle died in 2010, and my dad had died in 2002, it was clear in my family it was hereditary. When my dad died, I thought it was just some random freak thing. But when my uncle died, it was clear in my family it was hereditary. And so, it was very personal for me. I realized I'd do something. And I didn't know anything about the state of ALS research, but what I found was there had been almost no progress for the 140 years since the disease was discovered. It was discovered in 1870. And so I hired a team of scientists to help me understand why there'd been so little progress in the disease. And we came up with a set of hypotheses relating to the way ALS research was funded, the nature of research. It tended to be very siloed. There were IP issues that slowed things down. There was almost no common resources that the researchers could draw on to lower the barriers to getting research done or drawing new people into the field. And you know this, there was almost no involvement from biotech, pharma, or venture capital. So we decided to create a nonprofit foundation that would address all of those different problems around sort of solutions to the problems. So what we do is 4 or 5 things. One, we fund consortia of researchers around vexing problems in ALS, including understanding the genetics, the biology, pathways, and potential solutions to them, all with the goal of accelerating research into clinical trials. Second thing we do, we fund a set of core scientific resources that anyone in the world can draw on essentially for free. And those include things like animal models, viral vectors, stem cells, human tissue samples, both longitudinal biofluid samples, as well as post-mortem tissue samples, antigens, a couple others. And those, just over the last several years, have been accessed, I think, on 500 separate projects. Third thing we focus on is getting industry involved. At the end of the day, and you're the greatest expert on this, at the end of the day, you're not going to save anybody's life if you don't have drugs. And it's biotech and pharma that produce the drugs. And for biotech, they need venture capital. So we have prioritized getting industry involved. We do that by engaging them in everything we do. So they've led 50% of the consortia. Very unusual to have industry-leading academics, but they are working together. They're 50% of our board. They're 50% of, we have an independent review committee. So people from industry and people from academia decide every single grant we make. In fact, when we started in 2013, we were involved with, I think, 8 on an ongoing basis, 8 companies or firms. Today, that number is 123, who we are actively involved with, which says something about the progress of the science and the fact that they think ALS can be a profitable area to focus on. We also do other things, including we work with other diseases because we think we can learn from them, and there are common pathways, biology, genetics. So we have a partnership with the Association for Frontotemporal Degeneration. We have a partnership with Gates Ventures and the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Fund together to look for biomarkers, for example. Because we are pretty egoless as an organization, I think we also have become a hub of the research community, which also gives us the ability to bring all these different constituents together: industry, venture, nonprofits, academia, to focus on industry-wide issues. The biggest one probably is the search for a biomarker today for ALS, or a toolkit of biomarkers for ALS. So, we've built the credibility to actually bring people together as well.